Welcome to the Senate House of the University of Lagos, the University of First Choice and the nation's pride, the senator of all eyes, standing tall among all the places to visit on campus.
The architectural masterpiece, which could be regarded as the heart of the university, overlooks the lagoon front. The building was designed in 1980, 18 years after the University of Lagos was established, and was delivered for use in 1984. Beside the Unilag Senate House is a large courtyard called the Love Garden, which offers a formal garden of trees in planters, with bench seats incorporated, allowing students and staff to rest and congregate close to the university administration. The structure is also bordered by the university's main auditorium, known as the J.F. Adeajayi Auditorium, the university's council chamber, the J.P. Clark Building, the Arts Block, and a parking lot. The Senate House is the custodian and the confluence of all administrative work that governs the mainstream of the University of Lagos.
The Unilag Senate House is a towering structure adoring the skyline of the university community. Come along as we take you on a tour of the offices domiciled on each floor of the Senate House and how activities in this edifice apply to the day-to-day output of excellence from this university.
This examinations office is an office under the Directorate of Academic Affairs. We are located in the ground floor of the Senate House. What we do here is we are in charge of the examination of undergraduate students and processing of undergraduate results. Apart from that, we are also a secretariat for Business Committee of Senate, who is in charge of processing of the undergraduate results before the recommendation to the Senate for approval. Immediately after the Senate approval, we usually approve the result generated through premier or manually generated. 3 days after the Senate approval, we approve it from the premier. Those are some of the functions. We are also in charge of the materials for the exam, in which we request all the departments to make requisition for their various examination materials. We process it through the Directorate of Academic Affairs to the Registrar to the Vice Chancellor for approval. The tender board normally approves it, in which the Vice Chancellor is the chairman of the tender board. After the approval, the Registrar issues letter for the contractor, in which we are supply the materials. But during the course of the exam, various faculty will be here to collect their examination material. Initially I told you they must have ordered for it. We only look at their previous requisition, number of students, before we now distribute it to various departments. We are equally the secretary for the center timetable, in which the examination timetable was being done for the exam. Also, we are equally in charge of when the examination misconduct panel eventually submitted the report to the management, in which the Vice Chancellor approved. After the approval by the Vice Chancellor, we normally process the report. We read through the report, student for expulsion, suspension, rustication, but we normally issue the letter from here. But the expulsion letter will normally be signed by the Director of Academic Affairs.
Okay, my name is Oluwadara. I am a Principal Assistant Registrar, and I currently head the Admissions Office. The Admissions Office is a unit under the Academic Affairs Directorate, and it has a staff strength of 26 persons, which comprises of 24 senior staff members and 2 junior staff members. The admissions office is located on the first floor of Senate Building, University of Lagos. The admissions office is saddled with the responsibility of admitting qualified candidates into prospective programs of the university. I'd like to stress the word qualified here. So once they're admitted, they reject or they accept. And once they've accepted the admission, JAMB issues the admission letters to them. After that, the next step is registration procedures. So candidates who have been successfully admitted into university are invited for registration and screening. And so they're expected to come along with certain documents we would have informed them about to bring for the registration. And so once that is also done, we go back to begin. So we have what we call the verification process. And in this, what we do is to verify the results that the candidates have actually submitted, because we want to be sure of the authenticity of the results they have submitted.
My name is Anthony Olatunji Aluko, the head of Salaries and Wages Unit of the Bursary Department, University of Lagos, which is on the first floor of Senate Building. Basically, what we do in this office is the processing and payment of staff salaries. And we have categories, different categories of staff that we pay salary to. We have academic staff, and we have non-academic staff, and other contract staff. We also process payment of NYSC and other security staff.
My name is Abolade Akinmi. I'm currently the Principal Assistant Registrar, Student Records and Certificate Unit of the University of Lagos. The Student Records Office is on the first floor of the Senate House, while predominantly some of its sections, like the certificate unit of the section, is housed on the ground floor of the Senate House. It's on the basement by the Security and Information Center, while the NYSC is just by the same point at the Information Center. But every other section of the student records is on the first floor of the Senate House. Our core responsibilities are to adequately keep the records of academics, records of students, both postgraduate and undergraduate of the university. In addition, we also mobilize students for NYSC. We also process and issue certificates for graduates of the University of Lagos. The Student Records and Certificate Unit is divided into 4 major sections. We have the undergraduate section, the postgraduate section, the NYSC section, and then the certificate section. The postgraduate and the undergraduate section of the unit predominantly does the same thing. However, their responsibilities are different as it regards to undergraduate and postgraduate. They process transcripts, process statements of results, student English as a medium, letter to convey, if we process programs for students through English as it may be. And then we also process to whom it may concern for our students who want to get into various organizations and need letter to clarify that they have indeed completed their program. The NYSC section, majorly what they do is for all our graduates, the undergraduates, core undergraduates, we process their letters, statements of results to take to NYSC for clearance and for admittance for the NYSC program. While certificate section, the major responsibility is to produce and prepare certificates. However, for us now, certificates in the University of Lagos has been decentralized and issuance is predominantly through the faculties, but the major hub of the processing of the certificates is done in the certificate sections. And they also ensure that if there are incidences of fire mishap for some of our students who may have damaged certificates as a result of fire incidents. The Senate of the University has approved that those certificates, there can be reissuance. So the process of reissuance of certificates is also handled by the certificate section. Predominantly, what we do is to house all our records and then release them as at when due, as at when applied for. Process of application for transcript and other related documents has been migrated to online platform. All our students need to do is to get to records.unilag.edu.ng, read the notice and the procedure for application, and they can apply. And as it is right now, under 3, 4, 5 days, transcripts are often ready, unless for some other ones that may have different issues associated with the transcript. But predominantly, we are positioned to render optimal service, and we hope that as we continue to project the University of Lagos in the great brand that it is.
My name is Kola Shitu, the Deputy Registrar, Human Resource Management Directorate. The Directorate is situated in the Senate House, 2nd floor. The Directorate is divided into 4 units. The Human Resource Committee Unit, the Human Resource Information System and Partnership Unit, the Pension Unit, and also we have the Employment Unit. These are the 4 units. Now, what we do in the Directorate, most people believe once we mention human resources, it's about employment and retirement. But human resource is far more than that, because we still take charge from the point you come in to the point you discharge. And part of that we do is we service Appointment and Promotion Board, the ATSC, Administrative and Technical Staff Committee, we service that. Then the Junior Staff Appointment and Promotion Committee, we service that too. Then Vetting Committee, we service that. That is just apart from all other ad hoc committee. This ones I mentioned as statutory committee that we service in the Directorate. And we have a unit charged with the responsibility of handling that, and that is the Human Resource Committee Unit. Now, apart from that, the Human Resources Information System Unit, this is where we handle issue of database. Apart from that, we also partner other departments, units in the university and outside the university. So this unit, the Human Resource Information System and Partnership Unit, are responsible for that. When it comes to your leave, letter to embassy, and so many other things, increment, we have the Employment Unit that handles that. Then pension, we liaise with PENCOM, Pension Commission of federal government. So we liaise with them on an issue of pension. I think basically that is what we do as relate to day-to-day activities. But there's one vital place in the Directorate, and that is our record keeping room, where we have all the files of all staff, academic, administrative, technical, junior, both active, that is those are serving, those who are retired, those who are deceased. This is what we do basically here. Now, in addition to that, we still relate providing information to, for example, we have a visitation panel. We've been providing information on a daily basis based on their requirements. We we've always been providing information. If we have any external body coming in, we provide information. And also it is our responsibility in HR, we call ourselves HR, it is our responsibility to guide the university, to guide management, to guide the Vice Chancellor, to guide the registrar, as far as their daily activity is concerned and as it concerns the staff of the university. You want to go on leave of absence, you want to go on sabbatical leave, you want to go on whatever leave, even maternity leave, you need to guide these people to say, okay, this person is qualified for this person is not qualified for this, and you have to buttress why they are not qualified and why they are qualified. Also, we have other committees of the university that we also interact with.
I'm Engineer Majekodume. I'm the head of Senate House Maintenance. The Senate House Maintenance is situated on the second floor of the Senate House. The unit is responsible for the maintenance of the facility in Senate House and Council Chamber. The Senate building is a 13-story building, and it's also the administrative headquarters of the University of Lagos. The core function of the unit is to maintain the facilities, starting from the lift to the water distribution and supply, power supply and distribution to all the offices, maintenance of the structure itself, sewer system, and janitorial service.
My name is Lekan Lawal, the Bosa University of Lagos. Bursary is situated on the third floor of the Senate building at the main campus, Akoka, Lagos. Bursary is responsible for financial management activities of the university, and we carry out these core activities in three major areas. We are responsible for mobilization of resources, which is funds, and in that regard, we rely on the government, who provides subvention to us as well as intervention. We also source revenue internally, and of course we get resources from endowment, prizes, donation, and private sector generally. Apart from that, we are also responsible for the allocation of those resources to various activities of the university to ensure value addition to the university generally. And we do that through the instrument of budgeting and budget monitoring. And the last but not the least is we are also responsible for accounting for money spent by the university. This entails preparation of financial statements, which we do on an annual basis, as well as generation of various reports for management, governing council, and regulatory agencies, such as Office of Accountant General of the Federation, Office of Auditor General for the Federation, as well as National Assembly. We carry out all these functions through the office of the Bosa, which is situated on the third floor, and some directorates. Those directorates are also situated on the third floor of this Senate building. We have the Directorate of Budget, Planning and Control, which is headed by a director. We have the Directorate of Final Accounts, as well as the Directorate of Treasury. There is also a College of Medicine, which is the medical arm of the university. The finance department of that college is headed by a director, and that director reports on day-to-day basis to the provost, who is the accounting officer of the college. However, the director has a broken line relationship with bursary in terms of budget, grant appropriation, as well as financial statement consolidation.
My name is Yetunde Bidapo Shitu. I'm in charge of the Directorate of Final Accounts of the University of Lagos. The Directorate of Final Accounts comprises of 6 units. Final Accounts Unit, which is on the 3rd floor on Senate Building, headed by a Deputy Bursar. We also have the Creditors and Debtors and Advances Unit, also on the 3rd floor, Senate Building, headed by a Chief Accountant. We have store. Our store is located at the Works and Services Department. The 4th unit is called Student Accounts and Statistics Unit, which is under the library, very close to the old council chamber, headed by a Chief Accountant. We also have Electronic Data Processing Unit, which is on the 3rd floor of the Senate Building, headed by a Chief Computer Technologist. We also have a Reconciliation Unit, headed by a Chief Executive Officer. The office is located on the 3rd floor of Senate Building. I'll start with the activities of Final Accounts Unit. The Final Account Unit is responsible for preparation and report of management accounts and financial statements of the university. They do a lot of things, including taking summary and preparing detailed balance for unusual balances. They do call over of receipt and payment, all the payments that are made in cash office. If the cash office is under treasury, it's final account that hold custody of vouchers and receipts and do call over to confirm that they are properly recorded into the cash book and into the bank statement. They are in charge of maintenance of accounting codes and chart of accounts of the university. Normally, at times, the university have visitors from outside the university, like people from NUC, staff of Auditor General of the Federation, staff of Office of Accountant General of the Federation. They come to do some investigation. Even ICPC and EFCC do come here. There's final account that attend to them and give them all the necessary information that they need. They have a lot of. They're also responsible for insurance, insuring our assets. Motor cars, these buildings are insured because usually fire don't give notice.
My name is Oluwadara Adekunle. I am the Deputy Bursar in charge of the Directorate of Treasury. We are situated on the 3rd floor, Senate Building, room 352. It is a unit under the Bursary Department, and we deal with the treasury management functions of the University of Lagos, and including relationship with other financial institutions. Under the units, we have the cash office that deals with payments and receipts of every kind, both in foreign and local currency. We also have the investment unit that deals with the investment of the university, including endowment. The investment unit is headed by a senior accountant, while the cash office is headed by a chief accountant. We also give reports to help with management making decisions from time to time.
I'm Adebimpe Moturayo Oroleke, Chief Accountant, Directorate of Budget Planning and Control, under the headship of the Bursar. The office is situated on the 3rd floor of the Senate Building, University of Lagos, Akoka. I am the one in charge overseeing the activities of the Directorate. The units under the Directorate includes Budget Unit, Expenditure Control Unit, and Faculty Finance Offices. Budget Unit is situated on the 4th floor of the Senate Building, and the function of the unit includes preparation of the university local estimates, preparation of the university personnel costs, overhead costs, and capital budget for inclusion in the federal budget, monitoring the performance of the approved budget, monitoring the utilization of all agencies' funds, and also reporting on its performance. The agency funds include Tertiary Education Trust Fund and the Needs Assessment Fund. Expenditure control units and faculty finance offices performs the same function. The expenditure control units are situated on the first floor of the Senate building, while the faculty finance offices are domiciled in all the faculties within the university. Their function includes implementation of the approved budget. They play a major role in ensuring strict compliance with the approved budgets. They are to ensure all expenditure to be incurred are within the approved budget and does not exceed the budget. They also turn in reports on a quarterly basis to the budget units for inclusion in the global performance report.
The Legal Services Unit is located on the 4th floor of Senate Building. It is a unit under the Office of the Vice Chancellor. We render advice on sundry legal matters that are referred to the units. We also review, negotiate, and prepare diverse agreements on behalf of the university. The unit also liaises with external solicitors of the university with regards to pending cases in courts. We also serve as secretaries and members on boards and committees of the university. Currently, the unit has 3 lawyers, 2 admin assistants, and a personal assistant.
My name is Sunday Paul Akinsheloin. Here is 4th floor, Senate Building, University of Lagos. This office is traditionally referred to as Internet Room. It serves as the university data center. And the data center warehouse all our network infrastructure equipment. We're talking about servers, core routers, and all equipment we use to deploy web services and also network services. We also provide 24/7 connectivity to all network equipment for visibility purposes globally. For some time now, the university have carried out a revamp of the core network, where we did installation of a high-end network routers, firewall, and also backup power. Apart from the supply from mains and also alternative power supply of this university, the university have provided about 15 hours backup power by installing about 96 200 AH batteries, which provides a constant power supply to our equipment. So majorly, this is what we do here to ensure that we provide internet and intranet connectivity to all staff and students of the university for research and development.
Welcome to the office of the Registrar, University of Lagos, Akoka, Nigeria, located on the 5th floor of the Senate House.
Oluwadara Aziz Esquire is my name, and by the grace of God, I am the Registrar of the University of Lagos, as well as Secretary to the Governing Council of the University. The Registrar's role are provided for in the University of Lagos Act 1967. And first of all, the Act states that the Registrar is the Chief Administrative Officer of the University, who is responsible to the Vice Chancellor for the day-to-day administration of the university. The words Chief Administrative Officer is very, very, very elastic. For one to know or to capture those two words
we also need to ask ourselves the import of administration in any organization, and that can also be deciphered by looking at what each organization is involved in. The University of Lagos is essentially set up to carry out teaching, research, and community service. And so, administratively, the registry supports those three noble objectives of the university in terms of providing manpower needs, ensuring that the right manpower gets into the university, and also the resources of the university that the university required to function effectively are also provided. That is one. The University of Lagos Act 1967 also provides that the registrar is the secretary to council, is the secretary to senate, secretary to congregation, and secretary to convocation. So these are the 4 statutory roles provided. But that is not exhaustive of the duties of the registrar. The registrar performs so many roles in the university, which are broken down into about 2 or 3 parts. The first I've discussed, statutory roles. There are also routine duties of the registrar, such as treating mails, advising the Vice Chancellor on issues relating to the smooth running of the university, attending meetings, management meetings, meetings of the Appointment and Promotion Board, meetings of the Administrative and Technical Staff Committee. The registrar is also the chairman of the Junior Staff Appointments, Promotions and Disciplinary Committee. He also attends meetings of Development Committee, Academic Planning Committee, and several other committees. And last but not the least, he supervises so many units under his office.
This is the Council Affairs Unit of the University of Lagos. It's on the 5th floor of the Senate building of the University of Lagos. This floor occupies the Council Affairs Unit and the Registrar's Office. The Council Affairs Unit is the Secretariat of the University of Lagos Governing Council, and the Registrar is the Secretary of Council. So in effect, what we're saying is that the Council Affairs Unit is overseen by the Registrar. We are in charge of all activities and all schedule of the Council Affairs. We prepare for meetings. We make sure that council meetings are done as and when due. We also assist in the implementation of council decisions. The day-to-day activities of the Council Affairs Unit is activities of the Governing Council. Also, the unit assists the registrar on council matters, on day-to-day activities, and there are various standing committees of council, such as F and GPC. So we are also the secretariat for that council. We assist in implementation of decisions of council. There are 4 offices in this unit which are occupied by the staff of the Council Affairs Unit. This office, room 528, is the office of the head of the unit. We have room 525, which is occupied by the Senior Assistant Registrar. 524 is the General Administrative Unit, where we have Secretariat. It's also occupied by Senior Assistant Registrar and the Chief Clerical Officer. Also, we have another room, room 523, which is occupied by our Principal Data Processing Officers. All these are the Secretariat of the office, and then they help in the carrying out the duties of the Council Affairs Unit.
You're welcome to the Directorate of Academic Affairs, University of Lagos. We are located on the 6th floor of the Senate building of the university. My name is Mrs. Olakunle Makinde. I'm the acting director of the Academic Affairs Directorate. The directorate is basically in charge of coordination of all activities that has to do with student matters. All academic activities concerning students, from admissions to registration. The directorate also coordinates the activity of the Senate and ceremonies. Also under the Academic Affairs Directorate, we have the admissions office. We have the PAR, Principal Assistant Registrar, who is in charge, but reports to the Director of Academic Affairs for the day-to-day running of the office. The Academic Affairs also coordinates activities in the records office, the students' records. The University Exams Office is also under the Directorate. So I coordinate the activities in the Exams Office. The Exams Office are in charge of university exams. The basic function of this office to attend to all student matters. When students have issues, when they have challenges, when they have anything, even if they need somebody to talk to concerning the academics here, they always come here. So some of the functions, like we do registration, we do deferment. Students who want to defer their semesters, students who want to apply for leave of absence, those who are applying for whatever, anything within the university, they come here. What we do is, they're normally advised to send an email, or if they want to send a physical copy, they make their complaints or whatever request they want to solve, and then we look at them and we'll make sure they're sorted. The faculty officers in the faculties, they're also responsible to the Director of Academic Affairs. They are the link between the Directorate of Academic Affairs and the faculties. So all student matters go through the FOs to the students, and then from the students through the FOs to the department to us. The unit is also in charge of, like I said, as part of academic matters, disciplinary measures against students' misconduct, be it social or academic. We have various penalties that are stipulated by Senate. I think basically those are the major activities that we carry out in the Directorate of Academic Affairs.
My name is Oluwadara, and I welcome you to the Senate and Ceremonies Unit of the University of Lagos. The Senate and Ceremonies Unit is located on the 6th floor of the Senate House. And the Senate and Ceremonies Unit is a very quiet unit of the university. Just as the lubricant works in a machine to reduce friction, the Senate and Ceremonies Unit works as the lubricant in the university system. The University of Lagos Act 1967 has amended, has stipulated different organs of the university, and I can tell you that the Senate and Ceremonies Unit of the university takes care of all these organs in the university. And what are these organs? The Senate, the Congregation, the Convocation, and all other statutory committees as stipulated in the University of Lagos Act. So what do we do in Senate and Ceremonies? We have a secretariat to Senate. The Senate is the highest academic body in the university. And what we do for Senate, we are the secretariat, we take care of the minutes, we organize minutes, we do virtually all the administrative functions of Senate. And for Congregation, what we do, we are also the secretariat for Congregation, and we take care of the minutes, the workings, the administrative part, and other subcommittees like the provost and deans, the inaugural lectures, and all other ceremonies in the university. And one of the other committees that we take care of includes the business committee of Senate, the convocation ceremonies, which everybody knows about. And the convocation ceremonies is quite different from convocation. Convocation ceremony has to do with all ceremonies that has to do with conferment of degrees on graduates of the University of Lagos. I should also inform you also that the Senate and Ceremonies is also the INEC of the University of Lagos, we handle all elections that pertains to academic activities, from the elections of deans, the elections of sub-deans. So as you can see, it is very broad. The workings of this department is quite broad, though quiet. We work quietly. It is quite broad. You see us in all the spheres of workings, ceremonies, lectures that pertains to the university system, and that's basically what we do. And with me here, we have quite a number of persons that work with me to ensure that this work are not let down and the work are done as appropriate and as at when due. And that's basically what we do in Senate and ceremonies.
Hello, my name is Nonye Mubuama. I'm a Principal Assistant Registrar, University of Lagos. I'm in charge of the Corporate Affairs Office. The Corporate Affairs Office is situated at the 7th floor of the Senate House, University of Lagos, Akoka campus. The Corporate Affairs Office is made up of 2 units, the Public Affairs Unit and the Communication Unit. At the Public Affairs Unit, we are generally in charge of the welfare and events of the university. We have 3 subsections. We have the protocol, the passages, and the event management unit. At the Communication Unit, which is situated at the 7th floor of the Senate House, we are the university spokespeople. We have the New Media Unit. They handle all the social media aspects of our reporting. And we also publish in print. We have the campus news, whereby we disseminate information to the university community. And we have what we call information flash. This is a way of letting people know about every information that they should be aware of. We have the Public Affairs Unit. At the Public Affairs Unit, we have the passages. The passages unit, sub-unit actually, is in charge of obtaining both renewal and new passport, international passport for the university community. We have the protocol unit. They are in charge of the welfare of all university guests, both international and local. And then we have the event management. We are always there at every event of the university to ensure that the chairs are properly arranged, to make sure that dignitaries are seated where they ought to sit. In all of this, we are always very happy to have people come to us with information and news of upcoming events so that we can cover it and let the public know about these events. We look forward to having you bring in things for us to publish. Anything, nothing is too small. No event is a small event, especially when it has to do with education and academics. We are always here. Once again, we are situated on the 7th floor, Senate House, University of Lagos, Akoka campus.
I'm Professor Yokamokwelola Olushakin, the Director of Academic Planning, University of Lagos. Our office is located on the 7th floor of Senate Building, University of Lagos. Our Office of Academic Planning, University of Lagos, is under the Office of the Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos. Here we deal with a lot of things that have to do with academics. And this place is referred to as the engine of the university. We also deal with things that have to do with accreditation. We do pre-accreditation monitoring. We go around the faculties. We check the faculties that are actually due for accreditation, and we go around to make sure and ensure that they are ready. They're actually ready for accreditation, because there are things that are required for accreditation, and we get to NUC concerning programs that are due for accreditation. We also have CRC, of which the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Research, is the chairman.
the persons that work directly with CRC, which is Central Research Committee, they are under the Academic Planning Unit. We also have CPC, that is an arm of, it's a committee under CRC, still under the chairmanship of the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Research, but every year we have chairman that handles the issue of that CPC. We also deal with the day-to-day activities of the faculties regarding their establishment. Because when we talk of appointment and promotion, it has to be based on whether they have establishment for such positions. So at times they might need redistribution of the establishment so that they can accommodate promotion of staff, so that people will not be stagnant. We have what we call Academic Planning Committee, and that committee deals with the issue of new programs. Maybe certain departments want to review their programs, they want to add new ones, they have to pass it through the faculty A and P and bring to Academic Planning Unit. Academic Planning Unit will now mean it to the VC. The Vice Chancellor is our overall boss, is the one that will direct that it should be slated for Academic Planning Committee. The Vice Chancellor is the chairman of Academic Planning Committee. Academic Planning Unit Office also interfaces with TET Fund for research grants, for book publishing, which they had been helping us in this university with a lot of support. And we want to acknowledge all the support the university had received from TET Fund. Our Vice Chancellor is so passionate about research, and a lot of grants had been received from TET Fund and other sources, and also from international bodies. So this unit, Academic Planning Unit, is such that we can't conclude anything of our own. We have to go through Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Research, or go directly to the Vice Chancellor for recommendation and for approval. It is as we are directed, that is what we do.
This office is actually located on the 8th floor of the Senate building. What we actually do here is to actually go through the procurement process based on requests from each unit, department, faculty, and then the entire university. One of the major work is to ensure the university comply with Public Procurement Act 2007. This document that's the major duty of this office. In this office, documents do come more often than not from the Vice Chancellor, because the office directly reporting to the Vice Chancellor. Directly reporting to the Vice Chancellor, no middle. Just like the legal, just like auditor, so it's straight to the Vice Chancellor's office. So most of the memo we get comes from the Vice Chancellor. Requests are seeking for our advice, seeking for our attention to treat such documents. The university as a whole is also guided, like I mentioned earlier, by Public Procurement Act, the regulation, and the manual. But to domesticate this into working document of the university itself, the university has this document we call financial regulation, which I know if anybody go online under bursary, it's available in soft copy. So whoever is a staff of the University of Lagos, we need to have understanding of what is the procurement procedure, what are the steps to take, and so on. The first thing that we encourage is go online or lay your hand on the hard copy of University Financial Regulation and see the procedure. And then you may start asking, what are the procedure of procurement? And then what does the university actually procure? What do we actually mean by the word procurement itself as applicable to this office? Procurement simply is the entire process of acquisition of goods, works, and services in an open, transparent, value for money, economy, and efficient manner. So when it comes, there are also layers of what they call approval threshold. What do I mean by approval threshold? Who has the authority to approve the contract award? That's actually the inclusion of that document. That document is guided by external circulars from federal government. Anything less than 2.5 million is a factor of cost for goods and services. The rule says that you can acquire it through a process we call request for quotation. And it simply means you invite at least 3 all-related bidders to bid. You invite them, make your description, and give them the same scheme or the same bill of what you intend to procure, the same description of it, and give them timeline when to submit. There will be a deadline, and with that deadline you open it. You cannot afford to kill our vice chancellor. He delegates this authority, that power he has, to different level, the deans, the HODs. So we find out some of them have about less than 250,000 to approve, less than 100,000, less than 50,000 to approve, so that not every one kobo will come to the vice chancellor himself. So that's our threshold. But unfortunately, many department units will not follow that is required. So that sometimes causes a delay in the process of getting contract to be awarded. Because when you send company name that didn't meet requirement, we will tell you, sorry, this one didn't meet requirement. So these are things we do here.
My name is Sunday Alao, Chief Security Officer of University of Lagos. My office is located at 8th Floor in the Senate House. Our functions at the security unit is we provide security for University of Lagos, protection of life and property. We have subsection in the unit. We have a surveillance section in charge of intelligence. They move around the campus, they detect early crime, and we need it at board. We have operations section, they are in charge of operational activity on campus, posting people into our beat. They have a crime and investigation, the investigated crime. The first unit is a traffic section, they control the traffic on campus, and so on. All these functions are helping the system. For the past 3 years now, the crime have been reached at a various moments on campus. You cannot eradicate crime, but you have to reduce it at a various minimum because of the strategy you put in place. Like a surveillance session now, both they perform their duty 24/7. Our location like a black spot at RI where people smoking their home, they are laid there. Whatever is really strange, they call. And we organize our operations people to go there. They make arrest, and those people who are arrested normally prosecute at law court. For example, those who caught at the Lagoon Front for the past were charged to go through the NDLA, which some of them have jailed. The records in the archive. The second crime, which are already on rampant campus, is a courtesy activity, which our tenor and through management have been able to let it we reduce it for the past 3 or 4 years now. We are never into any court activity on campus, which is a great success for the unit and University of Lagos entirely. We do like issue of intelligence gathering. We have a correlation with our security agencies, like NDLA in charge of drug, regular security policemen, Sabo, and even Commissioner of Police. We are in touch with them 24/7. But now we call them, they come to our aid. We are in a good relation with Nigeria Custom too. So many of them have been helping. That's what I've been doing for the past 3 years. I took over the mantle of the leadership.
My name is Ayodele Ashenuwa. I am a professor of public law in the University of Lagos and currently the Deputy Vice Chancellor Development Services. This office is located on the 8th floor of the Senate Building, University of Lagos. The office has responsibility and oversight for the units of the university that work to develop the university in its many ramifications. It works closely with other offices of Deputy Vice Chancellors, all under the Vice Chancellor's office. Some of the units that report to the Office of the Deputy Vice Chancellor Development Services include the International Relations and Partnerships Office, which has responsibility for growing the university's international relationships, partnerships, international and local, with growing interest in locating our university as a global institution. It is important that we collaborate. Higher education is not localized, it's international. It's important that we collaborate, and that is one of the things that the Office of International Relations and Partnerships tries to achieve. Also reporting to the office is the Office of Advancement. And the Office of Advancement tries to grow the university through endowments, mobilizing funds, endowments which cover scholarships, endowed chairs, endowed research projects, and the like. Of course, alumni is very closely related. Alumni relations is closely related to endowment. We always say that alumni are the third leg of the tripod of stakeholders on which the university is built. We also have the Confucius Institute. The Confucius Institute is located in the University of Lagos as a platform and an institution that helps to advance cultural awareness of Chinese culture, its history, its people, its relationships. And we cannot deny the fact that at this point in time, China is a global partner with Nigeria when it comes to the Nigerian economy. And we also have the Nigeria-China Studies Institute, which is also part of growing partnerships and creating relationships and advancing not just research and academic knowledge, but industry knowledge of opportunities that economic opportunities between Nigeria and China. And there's also the Entrepreneurship and Skills Development Center, which is poised to ensure that by the time students of University of Lagos are leaving with their degrees, they're also equipped to be job creators. So we work with them to become entrepreneurs through the center as well as innovators. And there is the Office of Innovation. The Office of Innovation complements the work that is done in currently what is known as the Research and Innovation Center, but it is to ensure that we support our researchers to be able to register, license the creations that come out of their research, in the same way as we support our innovators who are working through the ESDC to be able to license and patent the outcomes of the work that they do through that platform. So that's what we do here.
My name is Professor Oluwadara, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Research at University of Lagos. My office is situated on the 9th floor of the Senate House. The functions of the Deputy Vice Chancellors are numerous. Being the first Deputy Vice Chancellor that was created, so he has a lot of traditional functions that are there. He is in charge of academics and research. Anything academics anything research is domiciled in my office. And there are so many things that have also been added to the function of the Deputy Vice Chancellor. I will start from number one, being a member of management. I'm a Deputy Vice Chancellor, I'm a member of the management of the University of Lagos. Apart from that, the Deputy Vice Chancellor is the chair of Central Research Committee. Central Research Committee gives research grants to academic members of the university to the tune of about 3 to 5 million. And also, being the chairman of that, it makes you also the overseer of Conference Planning Committee, CPC, because we hold a conference every year, and so there's a Conference Planning Committee that is a standing committee. That committee reports to the Deputy Vice Chancellor because one of them is a member of CRC. Being the Deputy Vice Chancellor, I'm also in charge of foundation, not as the director, but the director reports to the chairman of the board of School of Foundation Studies. Anybody want to move on to professor, an associate professor, their publications need to be vetted. Also, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academic and Research is in charge of vetting of all these publications to make sure that they are in the right place. Currently, I'm also the chairman of the library committee. There's a committee in charge of library. The Deputy Vice Chancellor is in charge of the library committee. There are 2 journals that belong to that is being overseen by the university, and there are 2 of them. One is for humanities, one is for science. The Deputy Vice Chancellor is in charge of that. There is what is called direct teaching and laboratory cost. The Deputy Vice Chancellor is in charge of direct laboratory cost. That is those money that is given by the federal government for the purpose of the laboratories done by the Deputy Vice Chancellor. The university, out of its internally generated money, give conference grants for knowledge journals to academics. The Deputy Vice Chancellor is in charge of that also, administering it to the faculties and make sure that it is judiciously used. Being the Deputy Vice Chancellor also means that I am the chairman, Central Research Lab, that was donated by D.K. Olukoya. It's called D.K. Olukoya Reference Laboratories. The Deputy Vice Chancellor is the chairman of that board. If there's going to be any interview for professors and associate professors, statutorily, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic and Research accompanies the Vice Chancellor in that interview panel. But if it's for senior lecturers, if there's going to be an interview for senior lecturer, if it's advertised, if it's not by prima facie, the Deputy Vice Chancellor is the chairman of the panel that is in charge. Being a member of the management, it also means I'm a member of the tenders board, I'm a member of council of the University of Lagos. Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics and Research also supervises the deans to make sure that all of them, because they are academics, and since it's academic, the Deputy Vice Chancellor is in charge of them. But the university has appointed that Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic and Research should be a member of council of JUPEB. JUPEB is the Joint University Preliminary Examination Board that is owned by some universities, but the University of Lagos has a majority chair, and therefore I'm a member of that council. There are some universities that are new universities, and the NUC will give us permission to be their mentor. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic and Research is the chairman of that mentoring board. Apart from that, the Deputy Vice Chancellor reviews all inaugural lectures. When anybody gives an inaugural lecture, the Deputy Vice Chancellor is in charge of reviewing all the inaugural lectures, and these and so many other things that can be assigned by the Vice Chancellor are the things that are done by the Deputy Vice Chancellor. If there is any result that has not been taken by the Senate, the Deputy Vice Chancellor has the right to look at it and make sure that when it is okay, he can send it for a review from CITS. These are the things that are done by Deputy Vice Chancellor.
My name is Professor Lucian Obinachukwu. I'm a professor of marine biology. Currently, I'm serving the university as the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Management Services. My office is located on the 9th floor of the Senate building, specifically room 906. Now, the office of the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Management Services, assists the Vice Chancellor in the day-to-day management of the university as assigned by the VC. Specifically, this office coordinates the activities of the Works and Physical Planning Department, the Property Development and Investment Unit of the university, the Sports Center, the International School of the university, as well as the Staff Development Unit of the university. Furthermore, the Deputy Vice Chancellor is there to undertake any other assignment as given to him by the Vice Chancellor.
My name is Professor Oluwadara, the 12th Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos. We pride ourselves as the University of First Choice and the nation's pride. I want to welcome you to the 11th floor in Senate House. If you look at Senate House, it's the signature of the university. Wherever you get to you know that this is the University of Lagos. We have the blessing of having the lagoon, splendor on one side. We have the land and we have the space through which we can come to the University of Lagos. As the Vice Chancellor, people have been asking what is the role of the Vice Chancellor? The Vice Chancellor is the principal academic and administrative officer of the university. And as the Vice Chancellor, he occupies the chair as the chairman of Senate of the university, the board as set up by the Act of Parliament of the university, and also a member of the Council of the university, in which the Pro-Chancellor is the chairman anytime we have a meeting. The main task of the Vice Chancellor is to provide leadership in terms of academic, in terms of administrative to the whole university, to represent the university externally, both within and outside the country. Third, to secure financial base sufficient, which will allow the university to be able to deliver all the main functions that the university is to carry out, like in terms of research, in terms of community service, in terms of support to students and to the neighborhood. Also, to carry out certain functions in terms of ceremonies, like the inaugural lecture and other meetings that we are going to have at the university. So as the Vice Chancellor, we also be able to attract glory, attract the attention of friends of the universities, attention of other people that are interested in moving the university forward. Like in the last 12 years, you know that the University of Lagos has been able to move from maybe about 40,000 or I think about 35,000 students to 57,000 students, both at undergraduate and postgraduate level. I want to welcome you to the
University of Lagos.
The University of
First Choice
and the nation's pride.
And that is not sloganeering, that is a fact.